Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, that is not what I'm trying to deal with right now. That overhand came out of nowhere. What the hell, bro? Alrighty, here we go. Cowboy Cerrone, prime version of Donald Cowboy Cerrone, has been added to UFC 5. And not just Donald Cerrone, though. We've got Nate Diaz in there, and of course we've got this El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson, that we're facing right now. So we're going to be using some of these guys, starting with Donald Cerrone. Now, this version of Donald Cerrone, bro, this was when Donald Cerrone was kicking everybody in the head. You guys remember that, man? It's amazing, you know, how some of these fighters go downhill. Like right now, Donald Cerrone, if you take a look at his record, he dropped 6 losses in a row. Of course, some of those losses were to, you know, very, very high-level guys like El Cucuy, of course. But, man, there was a time when Donald Cerrone was just knocking motherfuckers out with head kicks, just kicking everybody in the head. Hold on. So we're going to look for the head kick in this fight and the subsequent fights we're going to have. Which is a big reason why Conor, you know, made it a big deal to try to head kick Donald Cerrone. You know, Conor has that. He's got that thing in him, that John Jones thing where he kind of wants to beat you at what you do very well. I remember when he fought Dennis Seaver, and he was trying to throw that turning side kick to the body against Dennis Seaver. It's a shot that Seaver is known for, and Conor was trying to do it better than him. I am so excited to use Tony Ferguson, bro. I was looking at this man's stats, and he is good. There we go. Got him. That was close. Nope. I will say, man, it is nice to be back. It is nice to be back on this game. I haven't played this game in a minute, but it's amazing how taking a little bit of break and playing something else, and you come back and you play, and it's like, okay. A lot of things feel better than I thought they did. There we go. Oh, yes. Found that roundhouse to the head. Boom. Sit him down. Sit him down. There we go. Oh, yes. I will absolutely take that. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have used Donald Cerrone. And if you have, what do you think? What do you think? Because let me tell you, bro, what I'm experiencing right now, this version of him feels significantly better than the OG version, like the version that we have right now. I mean, this is just great. I believe this was also the version of Donald Cerrone we had in, was it UFC 3? I'm trying to remember, but I think so. I think so. It's Cowboy right here. It's Cowboy. The guy that threw that beautiful combination against Rick Story, head kick, Matt Brown. I mean, he's nasty, bro. Patrick Cote. Let's move on.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Good.
Thank you. And start things off with a roundhouse to the head. You better be careful. Head kick. Uh-huh. There we go. Back up. There we go. Front kick to the face. Let me see what Dan Hooker has to offer. This guy is actually doing a good job with his distance management. He's doing this thing where he is kind of not really advancing. What I mean by that is, like, occasionally he will stand still and just plant his feet. But then when I start backing up, he really starts to attack. Okay, like right there. Well, you better be careful, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo, that is not what I'm trying to deal with right now. That overhand came out of nowhere. What the hell, bro? Okay. I'm gonna get you with this head kick, dude. There we go. Oh, okay. That's what we're doing. We're being petty, huh? There we go. There we go. 2 for 2, baby. That's what you get for being petty. That's what you get for being petty. Woo! Man, it feels amazing throwing roundhouse head kicks with Donald Cerrone and boom! Actually landing and getting these guys out of here. Boom! Do the dab. Do the dab. Do the dab. We always have them doing the dab, bruh, as they're falling to their death. Not literally fall into their death. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean by that. This is fun, dude. So, an alter ego that a lot of people have actually been asking for is they've been asking for the Conor McGregor alter ego. The Conor McGregor alter ego with hair, but you know. EA is kind of like, yeah, you know, we don't know. Maybe, maybe not, maybe. Anyways, let's move on. Let's do one more. So, my opponent wanted a rematch. And you know, man, look. I'm not one to shy away from a rematch. This is the same guy that I just knocked out with a head kick. What better way to show him that it wasn't a fluke than to try to knock him out again with a head kick? Looks like he's being a bit more aggressive this time. I think he wants to try to turn this into more of a boxing match, that's a smart thing to do. Definitely, I mean, don't want to exchange kicks with Donald Cerrone too much. Of course, with Cowboy, you know, when Donald Cerrone was in the UFC and just when he was active, he was more of a kicker. His boxing has just never really been the best thing in the world. Not saying he couldn't throw hands and not saying he didn't have power. He could definitely hurt you with his hands, but, you know, he was always not the best with head movement. You know, he would kind of stand very tall, and his body kind of always looked like a stiff board, which is why he got boxed into oblivion by Nate Diaz. I don't know if you guys remember that fight, but it was brutal, bro. Donald Cerrone fought that fight very, very emotional, and Nate Diaz just butchered him. No. But just in general, Donald Cerrone has never been the type of guy to move his head very well, and Donald Cerrone has always also been the type of guy to start very, very, very slow. He doesn't really get going until it's like the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Which is why, giving Donald Cerrone a 3-round fight, there's some Hey, yo! Really? Roundhouse. Really? You really want to turn this into a roundhouse battle? Okay, sir. Let's do it. Eat that. There's some guys, man. They're just better off in 5-round fights. Carlos Condit is one of them. Some of these guys, man, they are very slow starters, which is why it was a disaster putting Conor McGregor in there with Donald Cerrone, because you have one of the fastest starters in MMA versus one of the slowest starters in MMA. What do you think would happen? Conor just jumped him. Got him out of there real quick. Back up. Yes! I promise you he's gonna be like, what the fuck? What the hell? Ain't no way that's a fluke. You can't say it's a fluke if it happened twice. It ain't a fluke. Look at him lean into that. Look at him. Hey. Oh, man. Donald Cowboy Cerrone, baby. That is the way. All right. I'm thinking I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to call it a day. One more fight. If you guys have used Donald Cerrone, let me know in the comment section how he's feeling to you. Yeah, just let me know. I am absolutely enjoying this one. All right, baby. We are going to move on. How much time do I actually have? We good. All right, ready. We got ourselves another El Kukui. I am not surprised. Okay. This guy is good. He's actually good. And I'm not saying just like he's actually good. He's already doing certain things that I only see very good players do. So let's try to buckle up with this one. Yeah, there we go. You know what, man? Part of being good in this game is also like a mentality thing. Like, a lot of good players in this game are good because they're petty. Like, it's a huge part of why they're good. They're petty. They have a certain mentality. Like, and, you know, of course, they have the skill to kind of back it up. But, like, there's some players that, I'll put it this way. Some players that have, oh, man, how do I explain what I'm trying to say right now? So, have you ever noticed that when you're playing the game and you start doing something that is successful, your opponent also starts doing the same thing that is successful? And have you ever wondered why the hell that's not the case in MMA? Like, for example, why is it that when a particular fighter is doing a very good job working the body of his opponent doesn't start working his body as well? Like, when Stipe was blasting DC over and over again with those body shots, why wasn't DC hitting Stipe right back? But you know what happens in UFC 5 when you start attacking someone's body? They're like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I will attack your body as well. And so it just kind of feels like, man, when I'm doing something right, my opponent starts doing the same thing right. That's how it happens in the video game. In real life, it doesn't happen that way. It's like, bro, like, he's kicking your legs. Kick his own legs. Why are you letting him just kick your legs? But in the game, if you start kicking my legs with freaking calf kicks, guess what? I'm going to start throwing calf kicks myself. And I think that mentality alone carries a lot of players. It really does. Because some of the easiest guys to deal with are players who don't try to do the things you're doing to them back. You know, like when you're kicking someone in the legs in this game and they take the role of like, I'm the guy that's defending leg kicks. You're the guy that's throwing them. So I'm not going to throw leg kicks at you. I'm just going to try to defend your leg kicks. That's a good time. It's a good place to be as the attacker because you don't have to worry about leg kicks coming back at you.
You ready to fight?
If you're facing somebody and you're aggressive and they take the role of the I'm the guy that's backing up and trying to run from this aggression, meanwhile, you're the guy that's being aggressive, well, you don't got to worry about much coming back at you either. But when you run into a good player, guess what happens? You notice a switch in mentality right away. Like, okay, you start kicking a good player's legs. You know what it's going to do to you, bro? Kick your legs back. You start pressuring a good... Get off me. You start pressuring a good player. I'm gonna kick you in the body with this kick. With this teeth. I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it. Eat you with it over and over again. See what I mean right there? See what I mean? He's getting more aggressive as I'm hitting him with it. And now he's going to try to hit me back with it. And of course, I'm going to try to hit him with it again. Because, you know, that's what we do over here, boy. Yeah, so like when you run into someone that's pushing, you know, a good player and you start pressuring them, guess what they're going to do? They'll pressure you right back. And then you're like, damn, bro, like, it's just a mentality. A huge part of it is a mentality. Like, okay, you're going to pressure me? I'll do it right back at you. Or you're going to, you know, you start clinching somebody. Someone might go, all right, I'll play the role of the guy that's denying clinch attempts and trying to escape the clinch. You run into somebody else that's pretty good, you know, and they'll start clinching you right back. You find someone that's moving their head very well. You know, they try to hit you and you're moving your head very well. Guess what they're going to start doing? All right, I'll move my head as well. That's the game. But it doesn't happen in real life as often. You're about to get rocked. Which I find fascinating. I've always found that to be extremely fascinating. And I'm going to tell you a fighter that did a very, very good job of doing this thing that I'm saying right now. Alexander Gustafsson. In his fight versus John Jones, the first fight, Gustafsson was doing everything that John was. And I am not exaggerating, bro. I am not exaggerating. Everything John Jones was doing, he was doing it as well. John throws an elbow, Gus throws an elbow. John throws a kick, Gus throws a kick. John throws an oblique, Gus throws an oblique. John Jones tries to take him down. Gus takes him down. John Jones throws a spinning elbow. Gus, spinning elbow. He literally did everything that John Jones was doing in that fight. And that plus his boxing. And that was one of John Jones's toughest fights to date. Now, and look, I'm gonna say this, man. A lot of people will look at John's fight versus Dominic Reyes and they'll say it was a tough fight. It was competitive, but that like a tough fight is John versus Gustafsson. Like Dominic Reyes didn't bust John Jones open, gas him out, freaking blast his lip open, and just have him beat up and battered and no, it was the tactics is what made the fight very difficult for John Jones, right? The tactics of Dominic Reyes. It was a competitive fight, and he was kind of losing on points, kind of thing. With Gustafsson, bro, he got beat up, dude. John had to go to a deep, deep place to beat Gustafsson, and I don't think anybody has taken John Jones to that place ever again. No one. No one else has. I'm so glad I got into like a second gear with this fight. I'm just flowing right now. I try to do this consciously now, where like if a fight looks like it's gonna be really difficult, I just try to go into autopilot and just play, man. Sometimes it works out for me. It really does. Sometimes I get knocked out because I'm not paying attention, but other times it's just whatever. Like I'm gonna minimize my opponent. I'm not gonna make him bigger than he actually is. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, let me buckle up now. There we go, rocked. Let me buckle up. Let me buckle up and get serious now. And then I fucking lose. I'm like, what was the point of that? I also find that sometimes when I'm like, all right, let me get serious now, I tense up. Yeah. Some of the principles I learned from jiu-jitsu really applies to this game, bro. You guys might not believe it, but it really does. The worst thing to do in any sort of competition is to be tense. We're all fucking... It means so much. It's so important. It's so important. And then you're not relaxed, you know? It's why against Rashad Evans, Mike Winklejohn was screaming to John Jones, have fun, John Jones. Have fun, John Jones. And they were reminding him the same thing against DC. Go out there and have fun. Go out there and have fun. And I think there's something to be said about that. Go out there and have fun. I think have fun physically translates to you just being loose. You know, just loose. Loose, calm, cool, collected. You know, your hands, your arms are not heavy. You're freaking, you know, your breathing is not tense and all this, man. Whew. The biggest difference between where I'm at right now and where I was when I first started training jiu-jitsu is every single roll was, you know, this like tense thing. You grab a hold of someone's gi and then you don't let go for 5 freaking rounds. And in the that is unbelievable, bro. I cannot believe he freaking quit. That was a good match, though. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. And I'll see you guys later with a brand new one. Peace out. Have a good one.